Fred Vasseur has dropped a bombshell that has sent shockwaves through Ferrari's camp and the entire Formula One world. At first glance, it seemed like just another low point in Lewis Hamilton's rough season. His frustrated radio message in Monaco and a lackluster race in Barcelona seemed like signs of ongoing struggles. Another weekend that didn't go their way. But behind closed doors in Maranello, things are shifting in a big way. For the first time, Vasseur has openly shared details about the SF-25, Hamilton, and what lies ahead for Ferrari. And it's far more serious than simple setup or communication problems. This is about a major change within Ferrari's approach, one that could alter Hamilton's first year with the team completely. According to Vasseur, Ferrari isn't already focusing on the 2026 regulations as many expected. Instead, they're fully committed to the 2025 season and are preparing a series of upgrades aimed at turning things around. They're not just aiming to stay competitive. They plan to strike back with new technical solutions that could reshape the championship battle. Before we get into what Vasseur confirmed, please hit like, subscribe, and stick around until the end of the video. What follows goes beyond engine power or aero tweaks. This is about team strategy, mindset, and whether Hamilton can still change the course of his season with the right car in his hands. The core issue starts with the SF-25's behavior. Vasseur describes it as a car that's tricky to handle consistently. It's not always unpredictable, but finding the sweet spot is tough and often inconsistent. Qualifying has been the biggest trouble area. While the car has shown strong pace in races, especially on Sundays, it still falls short on Saturdays, leaving Hamilton exposed. Vasseur didn't hold back in describing the strange performance patterns seen this season, especially in Miami and Imola, where the car actually performed better on worn tires than fresh ones. This unusual trait points to a fundamental issue with how the car manages tire temperatures and reacts as the track changes. For Hamilton, known for his precision, these inconsistencies make it hard to trust the car when it matters most. Ferrari knows that if he can't get a good qualifying position, he'll be stuck behind other cars, managing tires in turbulent air and losing precious time. That's why the team has planned several important upgrades, starting with a redesigned floor. This isn't just a small change. It's a complete rethink of how air flows beneath the car, aimed at improving downforce stability and reducing the sudden oversteer Hamilton has struggled with, especially in fast corners. The new floor design is crucial because it should give Hamilton better control over the rear end, which has been a major weakness for him this season. His driving style relies heavily on smooth reactions and steady grip, and the current car has often caught him off guard with sudden slips. If this upgrade works as planned, Hamilton will be able to push more confidently through tricky corners without losing time or balance. The team is also preparing an update to the rear suspension, scheduled to be introduced between the Canadian and British Grand Prix. This suspension change aims to make the car more adaptable. Right now, the SF-25 is known for being stubborn when it comes to setup adjustments, forcing the drivers to accept compromises. The updated suspension geometry should allow for greater flexibility during race weekends, helping the team fine-tune the car's handling according to track conditions and Hamilton's preferences. Since Hamilton is still getting used to the Ferrari, this extra freedom could be a turning point in helping him find the right rhythm. On top of these physical upgrades, Ferrari is making big changes to the car's software. They're overhauling the way the SF-25's electronics manage the tires, focusing on keeping the tires in their ideal temperature range for longer during both qualifying and races. This season, Hamilton's car has often failed to get the tires up to the right temperature at the crucial moments, leading to weaker qualifying laps despite strong performance in practice sessions. The new software logic should help smooth out these warm-up phases, providing more consistent grip on flying laps. Ferrari is also adjusting the energy recovery system's deployment. Hamilton has repeatedly pointed out that there's a noticeable delay in power delivery when accelerating out of slower corners, which affects his lap times. The engineers are changing the way the ERS responds to Hamilton's throttle inputs to make the power boost more immediate and predictable exactly when he needs it. These changes are meant to make the car feel more natural to Hamilton's style, helping him get the most out of every lap. Another key focus for Ferrari is improving communication between the driver and the team. The Monaco Grand Prix exposed some serious issues when a GPS error led to a costly penalty for Hamilton. Vassar openly admitted that Ferrari needs to sharpen how information is shared with the driver, including clearer radio messages and better timing in decisions. Hamilton's relationship with his race engineer, Riccardo Adami, is still growing, and every small miscommunication only adds to the pressure during races. The team is working hard to smooth out these bumps, aiming to give Hamilton exactly the right information, exactly when he needs it. Hamilton himself has spoken about the recent progress. After the Spanish Grand Prix, he expressed cautious optimism. He said that the floor update and changes to energy management are steps in the right direction. Though he admits there is still a lot to do, Hamilton is starting to feel more hopeful that things could improve. He also mentioned the ongoing internal battle with his teammate Charles Leclerc, who seems more comfortable with the SF-25 so far. Hamilton's challenge has been learning to speak the car's language, and these upgrades could help him translate the car's behavior better into performance on track. These aren't minor tweaks. They represent a strategic shift for Ferrari. The team is clearly committed to giving Hamilton a machine that can fight at the front rather than simply survive. The stakes are high. If the car can deliver more stability at the rear, better qualifying results, and a more balanced feel, Hamilton's season narrative could flip from struggling to a genuine title challenge. The upcoming races at Canada, Silverstone, and Spa are more than just regular events on the calendar. They'll be pressure tests for the upgrades and for the entire Ferrari team. The results in these races could determine whether Hamilton and Ferrari can regain their footing or if the season slips further away. It's a pivotal moment, not just for the car's performance, but for team morale and confidence, too. The question now isn't only about whether these upgrades will arrive, but if they'll come soon enough to make a real difference in Hamilton's season. Will this be the turning point when the SF-25 stops feeling fragile and starts performing like a true contender? Can Ferrari solve the tricky handling issues and give Hamilton the kind of precision and trust he needs to push the limits every lap? This moment goes beyond just technical improvements. It's a crucial crossroads in Ferrari's broader plan, a test of belief, teamwork, and determination. If the changes pay off, Hamilton could move from frustration to serious championship contender status. Ferrari, too, could silence many critics who doubted if this high-profile partnership had a future. On the flip side, if the car still struggles, the consequences might go deeper than lost grid spots. Confidence could take a hit, the team's unity might suffer, and Ferrari's chance to keep one of the sport's best drivers could be at risk. This season isn't just about speed, it's about trust, chemistry, and the pressure to deliver when it matters most. So these next few races will be watched closely, not just for points, but for proof that Ferrari and Hamilton can make this partnership work. The next chapters in this story are about proving resilience, making smart upgrades, and rising to the challenge under immense pressure. Looking ahead, the races in Canada, Silverstone, and Spa will be more than just regular stops. They will act as critical moments to test whether the upgrades truly make a difference. These circuits offer a variety of challenges, from fast corners to heavy braking zones, which will put the SF-25's new features and Hamilton's skills to the ultimate test. How well the car adapts to these tracks could reveal whether Ferrari's gamble on the 2025 season pays off or if more changes are still needed. The pressure is on Ferrari to deliver consistent improvements, not just flashes of speed. Hamilton needs a car that reacts predictably, especially during qualifying, so he can start races closer to the front. Starting from further back means fighting through traffic, which wastes energy and wears down tires faster. If the upgrades help Hamilton qualify better, it could change his entire race approach and boost his chances to score podiums and wins. Inside the team, morale is tightly linked to performance on track. Confidence flows both ways. When the car feels right, drivers push harder and engineers gain more trust in their work. But if the car continues to be unpredictable, doubts creep in, slowing progress. Ferrari knows this well and is betting heavily on these upgrades to restore faith in their partnership with Hamilton. Finally, there's the bigger picture. Hamilton's experience and winning mindset have always been a huge asset, but even the best drivers need the right tools to shine. Ferrari's current challenge is to build a car that matches Hamilton's potential. If they succeed, this season might not just be a struggle, it could be a comeback story that reshapes how we see Hamilton's time with the team. At the end of the day, this story is about more than just parts and performance numbers. It's about a team with a proud history, a driver with unmatched talent, and the fight to make their collaboration work against the odds. Ferrari's recent moves show they aren't willing to give up, and Hamilton's cautious optimism signals he still believes in what's possible. If the upgrades deliver on their promises, we could witness a major shift in this season. Hamilton might finally have the car he needs to challenge at the front consistently, turning frustration into a serious bid for the title. But if the problems persist, the challenges could deepen, testing the patience and resilience of everyone involved. What happens next will be a defining chapter for both Ferrari and Hamilton. It's a story still unfolding, one where every race, every decision, and every upgrade could tip the balance. For now, all eyes remain fixed on the next few Grand Prix, hoping to see the progress that Ferrari and Hamilton desperately need. So, what's your take? Will this be the moment Ferrari and Hamilton turn things around? Or is the road ahead still full of obstacles? Share your thoughts below. This conversation is just getting started. Thanks for sticking with me through this analysis. Stay tuned for more updates as the season moves forward. Until then, let's see how this thrilling challenge unfolds on the track.